Ladies and gentlemen, former FBI Director James Comey is absolutely sweating bullets right now. And also, I don't think Chuck Schumer is exactly happy right now either. Now, as many of you might remember, it was James Comey who illegally wiretapped Trump's 2016 campaign communications and sent undercover agents into Trump's White House in 2017. And so that is why, breaking news as of yesterday afternoon, the Trump administration has officially opened an investigation into James Comey's illegal activity. Take a look at this.
This is big. Under the leadership of new FBI Director Kash Patel and Deputy Director Dan Bongino, the Bureau has reportedly launched an investigation into the agency's plan to infiltrate President Trump's first campaign using two female undercover agents. The Washington Times reporting that the program was launched in 2015 by then FBI Director James Comey. The honeypot scheme was actually kept off the books, and according to a whistleblower, Comey's investigation was separate from Crossfire Hurricane. You, of course, know that as the FBI's operation that looked into allegations Trump's campaign colluded with Russia. A whistleblower disclosure says, quote, the case had no predicated foundation, so Comey personally directed the investigation without creating an official case file in Sentinel or any other FBI system. The FBI has multiple methods of protecting highly sensitive investigations, so Comey did not have a legitimate reason not to officially create an official investigation file or have a file number. FBI leaders are reportedly looking for those once undercover agents who are said to have infiltrated the Trump campaign at high levels.
Now, folks, I'll tell you what, things are not looking good for James Comey right now. Because not only did he personally weaponize the FBI against Trump in 2016 and 2017, but also in 2017, he lied under oath about all of it.
Do you stand by your House testimony on March 20th that there was no surveillance of the Trump campaign that you're aware of?
Correct.
You would know about it if they were, is that correct?
I think so, yes.
Okay.
But okay, now I know what you're all thinking. How do we know beyond a shadow of a doubt that he was actually lying about spying on Trump? Well, here's the insane part. You see, once he thought he had gotten away with it, he just started admitting to everything publicly. He thought he was above the law. And so we actually have video footage of him admitting to all of these crimes. But first, before we take a look at that, I want to say that if you guys enjoy the daily news coverage, please consider subscribing to the channel because it really does help a ton with my daily struggle against the YouTube algorithm. But okay, take a look at this video in which James Comey just openly admits to spying on Trump's 2016 campaign.
So you said it's not spying. Why do you think Attorney General Barr used the word spying, which is obviously a word that the president has used as well?
I can't explain it. I mean, the only explanation I can think of is he used it because the president uses it, which is really disappointing. He knows better than that and knows that the FBI conducts electronic surveillance by going to federal judges and getting warrants based on probable cause.
But sending an investigator undercover to meet with somebody who is connected to the campaign, they claimed he was later on just a coffee boy, that is an extreme step, no?
No, it's a reasonable...
You hear that? Evidently, it's totally reasonable to send undercover FBI agents to spy on a presidential campaign with zero probable cause. But you know what? It actually gets even worse, because here's a clip in which James Comey actually just plainly admits to sending undercover FBI agents inside of Trump's White House.
You look at this White House now, and it's hard to imagine two FBI agents ending up in the same room. How did that happen?
I sent them. Something I probably wouldn't have done or maybe gotten away with in a more organized investigation, a more organized administration. In the George W. Bush administration, for example, or the Obama administration. In both of those administrations, there was process. And so if the FBI wanted to send agents into the White House itself to interview a senior official, you would work through the White House counsel, and there'd be discussions and approvals and who would be there. And I thought it's early enough, let's just send a couple guys over.
Now, folks, you know what pisses me off? He just has absolutely zero shame about doing any of this. It's like he's almost bragging about doing it. And once again, the second he thought he had gotten away with all of this scot-free, that's when he started openly admitting to everything, bragging about everything. Almost flaunting the fact that he had weaponized the FBI against Trump and that there's nothing that anyone could do about it. Although, hey, much to the dismay of James Comey, I guess that didn't end up being true, did it? Because now Kash Patel and Dan Bongino have opened up this investigation. Now check this out. Just a couple months ago, as Trump's 2024 victory seemed imminent, it seems as if Comey started to realize that his days as a free man were numbered. In fact, he started to get so worried about everything that he actually went to the mainstream media to warn people against voting for Trump. Take a look at this.
You've said that Trump poses a near existential threat to the rule of law. And this is something, similar language that I hear privately from national security officials, some people you and I both know, who will say this privately about what a second term could mean. But tell me a little bit about the specifics of what he could try to do. What do you mean by that?
Well, think about what 4 years of a retribution presidency might look like. He could order the investigation and prosecution of individuals who he sees as enemies. I'm sure I'm on the enemies list. Because the president constitutionally does oversee the executive branch entirely, which includes the Department of Justice, prosecutors and investigators. And so he could direct that individuals be pursued.
Well, guess what? That is exactly what's happening. Now, Kash Patel's FBI is pursuing James Comey. And you want to know something? I think that's a good thing. For decades, these deep state swamp beasts inside of our federal government and intelligence agencies have acted with complete and total impunity, so hey, in my opinion, it's about time that there's some accountability for this type of behavior. But hey, if you don't believe me about all of these intelligence agency swamp beasts, take a look at what none other than Chuck Schumer recently had to say about all of this.
Take on the intelligence community. They have 6 ways from Sunday at getting back at you. So even for a practical, supposedly hard-nosed businessman, he's being really dumb to do this.
What do you think the intelligence community would do if they were motivated?
I don't know, but from what I am told, they are very upset with how he has treated them and talked about them.
Folks, how twisted is that? If you mess with the intelligence community, they have 6 ways to Sunday to get back at you, and they are very upset at President Trump. This is exactly why it's so important that President Trump drains the Washington, D.C. swamp, because that entire dynamic has got to come to an end. But you know what? It would seem as if that is exactly what's happening. And guess what? We're starting with James Comey. Finally, all of these corrupt, agenda-driven, unelected, deep state swamp beasts are getting pulled out by their roots and replaced with people that actually respect this country's rule of law. And so, hey, as we all like to say, we really are making this country great again, one swamp beast at a time. But everyone, I think that's going to be a wrap for today's video, so please go down below and drop a comment. Let me know what you think about all of this. Please like the video if you liked it. Like I said earlier, please consider subscribing to the channel because it really does help a ton. Thank you all very much for watching, and of course, as always, stay safe.